Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. Okay, today I'm going to go through 3 big reasons why people fail on the carnivore diet. Now, we'll start with number 1 is protein. Most people, especially when they are starting the carnivore diet, where they come from either a ketogenic or a standard Western diet, they start chasing protein. Okay, their main focus is the protein, and this is the problem. There are a number of reasons why protein is the secondary focus in the carnivore diet. Your primary focus should always be the fats and a good mix of animal fats for the nutrients that we need to thrive on for a start, for our energy source. And because again, when you're on a carnivore diet, you're supposed to be fat adapted, and fat are your energy source. So that's why another reason why you need to chase fats. But primarily, too much protein can also be a problem because of gluconeogenesis. Okay, now this means that when you eat too much protein, that your body will turn that into sugars just the same as it does carbohydrates. It is the same process. So your body will utilize most of your proteins. And when I say proteins, I mean plural, because, when they're generally speaking about protein as a whole, you're talking about crude protein. Okay. But if we break it down, we're actually talking about amino acids and peptides that we are absorbing. And I'll be doing a breakdown of protein later on. But today, when is too much protein a problem? Okay, a general rule of thumb for protein is you can do 1 gram per centimeter in height. Okay, or you can do about between 1.7 and 2.2 grams, generally around 2 grams per kilo of ideal body weight. Okay, not how much you weigh now, how much weight you would be in a lean body mass. Okay. Too much protein can also raise blood glucose levels. Okay, so if you are tracking a health condition such as diabetes, cancer, or something else, these are things that you really need to take care of. You want to keep your blood glucose levels down to an average or below sort of level. And tracking, you can do this by tracking your GKI, which is blood glucose ketones index. Okay, your glucose ketone index, or you can do a very simple at home little blood glucose monitor. Okay, you can also get ketone monitors, but they can be expensive. And usually, if you're on the carnivore diet and you just track your glucose levels every now and then, you're going to be pretty good. Okay, now I want to give you an example. When I was talking to Sammy, who was stage 4 colon cancer patient, she had the same problem. When she went to carnivore diet, she started chasing too much protein. She was trying to take in 200 grams for her little size body weight. And her GKI number was far too high. So have a listen to that.
But my cancer journey went to the interesting direction where it was 1.5 years ago already. I was on the Dr. Shaw Bacon's show, like Libero invited me to be on their show.
Yeah.
Yes, it was fantastic. After the on air, I developed thousands of new followers into my new Instagram channel, which was fantastic. They are very supportive of me. From one of the thousands of first followers, She's a cancer biologist, and then became my best friend, Pia. She told me that, she asked me that rather, what is your GKI number right now? You know what? At the moment, I was so confident, so I didn't check GKI number. My carnivore of food became so different from the moment I had been on the carnivore diet. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
a little bit I let myself go because I was so confident. But being annoyed by her request, anyway, I checked my GKI number. Guess what? My GKI number was alarmingly high.
Yeah.
The 6 on the 7th and all of that. And then this is the moment I got a rude awakening. Oh, what the hell? What have I done to myself? It's not conducive to my cancer. And also, before being on the Dr. Shaw Baker's show, actually, my medical team did a 2 CT scan. What they found was that I developed new metastases in my lung. It was growing, but I didn't care. Why? Because I'm carnivore, I'm strong, I'm energized. I was overconfident. I couldn't be able to realize the seriousness of metastasis. That's why being on the Dr. Shaw Baker show, hey, look, I got a new metastasis. Ha ha ha, I'm strong. Oh my goodness. I wanted to take the video down already. Yeah. But even that I had a new metastasis, realizing that I got to work on the low GKI. Last thing I did was longer fasting. I tried to do longer than 23 hours. Felt so miserable. I was grumpy, cranky. I had zero motivation to anything. And also, I started to have a food, let's say, obsession. As a person who experienced eating disorders, food obsession was almost fear. I abandoned that. Second thing, or finally, what I realized was that when I get the low GKI back then, I was just eating fatty beef. But the thing is that this is a little bit complicated story. Forgetting about the cancer because I was overconfident. And I just wanted to be big, strong. I wanted to improve the gym performance, okay? Like yourself. I wanted to be, like athletic. General, let's say, dietary intervention for improvement of gym performance is always high protein, right? Like chunking down the proteins and all of that, which stupidly I did. You know what? I tried to achieve that 200 grams of protein a day.
Oh, wow.
You know that I'm a tiny person, 200 grams of protein. Oh, it's absolutely nonsense, but I believed that.
Okay, so now I'm going to give you another example. This is just a little snippet from an interview with Wilhelm Stephenson. And I've used this before. You can see it in other videos I'll leave links to. He himself is a researcher who spent many years in the Arctic studying and living with the river people and Inuit. And, he found that a perfectly balanced human diet was high fat, different mix of blubbers and fat, polar bear, whale, fish, and anything else, caribou and other animals, and muscle meat. So have a listen to that. It's very interesting, and I'll leave the link for those videos in the description for you as well.
Well, now this raises the whole question of food. Then, surely there's some. You yourself must have longed for a green vegetable once in a while.
Well, I did at first. My first experience was that a ship that was supposed to meet me didn't meet me. And I had to become a guest of the Eskimos, and for 4.5 months I lived on literally nothing but fish and water. Well, we had some blubber, some polar bear blubber, but apart from that, and at the end of 4.5 months, I was healthier than I'd never been before. And enjoying every meal and feeling fine.
And this is on an exclusive meat diet?
That was exclusive fish in this case. I have since then spent more than 6 years on red meat. That is seal meat, caribou meat, muskox meat, polar bear, grizzly bear, and so on. You have to have fat with a lean. Lean and fat together make a perfect diet. A balanced diet.
A balanced diet.
Balanced diet. You have everything you need if you have both lean and fat. You don't have to eat any organs. That's a peculiar folklore.
Oh, is that
we
so?
feed the organs mostly to the dogs.
So, okay, so number 2, one of the other big reasons people fail is their electrolytes, and they're feeling run down and tired. Now, this is also this can also be from not eating enough fat, because when you are fat adapted, you need to take in a lot of fat because that's your energy source. Now, you will not store that fat. Your body, it's very difficult for your body to actually store a high fat diet unless you eat carbohydrates and sugars and things with the fat. Other than that, if you are feeling run down, okay, and if you're not getting enough fat, you may also get constipation, okay, because regulating your fat intake will regulate your bowel movements, okay. But electrolytes are the other reason why you may be feeling tired and run down on the carnivore diet. Now, for most people, when you start the carnivore diet, especially if you're coming from a standard Western diet, you're going to dump a lot of fluids, okay, most of it water. And it depends on how or what size you are at as well. So if you are quite obese, you're going to have a lot of body fluids, okay. That includes fats, and a lot of it is also just water. So when your body dumps this water or any other fluids, it also flushes out electrolytes from your system, okay. And we can only get these electrolytes from our diet, so we need to replace it with our food. Now, there are a couple of ways you can do this. A lot of people will buy actual electrolyte supplements. Okay, and there are a number of companies that are very popular in the carnivore community for electrolytes. I myself don't use them. I find a lot of them are laced with food colorings, flavorings, and sweeteners. I also find it to be quite expensive. So I think the best source is always a natural source, a good quality, clean mineral salt. Okay, so it also comes in the right doses. Okay, the biggest ones are usually magnesium and potassium, because most people around the world today are deficient in magnesium and potassium. There are foods that are high in potassium, such as bacon, but you have to make sure that it's very clean bacon that's only processed with salt and not with any other kind of seed oils or flavorings like smoking or anything like that. And I think the reason why it is so high in potassium is not because of the bacon fat itself, but because of the salt content that is in bacon. So again, a good salt, a good mineral salt, is extremely beneficial, and I use it for many things as well. Before I started carnivore, I also had sauerkraut, which is a fermented cabbage, fermented in salt, okay, which is also very beneficial for your stomach, for getting rid of esophageal mucus, and also very good for IBS. But again, I think it's because of the salt content. It's also very good for recovering from colds and flus. It also helps to get rid of esophageal mucus, as I said before. and sinus mucus. Okay. Now, how I take it is I usually have salt water. If I drink water, I will usually put a bit of salt in it, because we don't get a lot of minerals in our water anymore, and especially now we have to filter our water. I make sure that my water is always filtered, and some of the best way to filter it is a reverse osmosis filter. If you're going through cancer treatments, for example, you can get what is called deuterium depleted water, but this is very expensive. And I do have videos that actually talk specifically about deuterium, which I'll also leave in the links for you to catch up on. However, I never use that myself, but I do always filter my water. And as I said, the best way to filter would be reverse osmosis if you can. If not, you can use like even a low-grade filter and maybe boil the water, as I do as well. But then after it's filtered, you need to remineralize that water. So again, a good mineral salt is vital, I think. Okay. All right. So another reason why you may also dump electrolytes is when you are drinking too much water, which is another reason why I avoid electrolyte supplements, because I find that a lot of people, because they like the taste of the electrolytes, they start drinking a lot more water. In some cases, that's good, but if they start drinking too much water, then you're also flushing those electrolytes out. Okay, so reason number 3 is fasting. Now, it's very popular in the carnivore community to start doing fast, and this will also come down to how much body fat you are carrying, as well as to how long you can do a fast for, and how long what is called loading or priming beforehand, or how long you've been on the carnivore diet. Now, it's always best for me, for anyone new to fasting, I think is best to make sure that you've been eating this way for quite some time, because it gives your body time to heal before you start fasting. And there are a lot of benefits to fasting, and I like to fast from time to time, but only when I get to the point where I just don't feel like eating anymore. Now, protocols for priming, for example, you may want to just eat as much as you can for a week or 2 or 3, sometimes longer, and then you get to a point where you just don't feel like eating anymore, and you can fast for a day or 2 or 3. Now, this is something you can also build up to as well. Try a 10-hour fast first, maybe a 24-hour fast, then a 48-hour fast, and it's something you can just get used to as you get into it, this way of eating. The longer you do it, the easier it gets. Now, I don't think, I always try to emphasize to people that you should not be struggling on a fast. Okay, you should be able to do this quite easily. If you are not comfortable doing a fast, then don't do it. If you get to a point where you are having dizzy spells, for example, you're low on electrolytes, and you just are not comfortable doing a fast, then you should eat something. Now, the electrolytes are also going to be very key while fasting as well. A lot of the trouble people have while fasting is that they do dump a lot of fluid again. So of course they're very low in electrolytes, and it's no problem to replace those electrolytes while fasting. So it's just something that you really have to play around with, and I think that the safest way to do it is to wait until you have been eating this way for some time, your body is healed, and you can either prime first or just wait until you get to a point where you feel comfortable not eating for that day, for example. Okay. And I have some other videos talking about fast, which I'll also leave in the description. Okay, so those are the 3 biggest reasons I think people find it very difficult for to thrive on the carnivore diet. But all of those issues are very easy to navigate. You just need to make sure that, one, you chase as much fat as you can, because there's no need to worry about your body storing it for a start. It is your energy source, and it is also the source for many fatty acids and vitamins and minerals that we need in our body. We absorb that into our lymphatic system, and I talk about the lymphatic system all the time. We need those nutrients to move fat from around your body and to get rid of fat. Okay, you also that is all moved. Fats are moved inside your lymphatic system. Okay. 2 is your electrolytes. A good mineral salt, or getting supplements is not a problem either. For most people. And don't be afraid to add as much salt as you feel comfortable drinking or eating, okay, to your food or water. And of course, 3 is the fasting. That is just something you really need to take your time with. Don't force it. Just wait until you're comfortable to do it. Okay. Well, I hope this has helped, guys, and I will talk to you again soon. Have a great day wherever you are.